Hey there, Word Explorers, and welcome to the Word Explorers Guide. Now, before we get started, we have to give a massive, super loud shout out to the creator of today's adventure. This was all put together by Abdulrahman El Nagi, a student in grade 3C at the Ethiopian International School in Jeddah. Abdulrahman, awesome job. Thank you for this amazing idea. All right, I have a very important question for all you explorers out there. Are you ready to go on a word adventure? I hope so, because we've got some incredible word treasures to find today. And here it is, our official treasure map. Our mission is to learn these 9 amazing words, and they all come from the story of Silk. So let's get our explorer gear on and dive right in. First up on our list is the word artifacts. Now, artifacts are just a fancy way of saying interesting objects, especially ones that are really old. Think of them like cool treasures you might find in a museum. So, how would we use it? Well, you could say something silly like, the museum had ancient artifacts, like a dinosaur's toothbrush. Or maybe, my messy room is full of strange artifacts, like a sock with googly eyes. And how about this one? We dug in the sandbox for pirate artifacts and found a plastic spoon. All right, let's check our map for the next word. It's bearing. A person's bearing is all about the way they stand or move. So a superhero might have a proud, strong bearing, while a penguin might have more of a wobbly bearing. For example, you could say the king had a proud bearing as he walked, even though he tripped on his cape. Whoops. Or the scaredy cat had a nervous bearing, jumping at every little sound. And I can totally relate to this one. I tried to walk with the bearing of a secret agent, but I giggled the whole time. Ooh, our next word is a really cool one, cocoon. A cocoon is that cozy, silky sleeping bag that a caterpillar spins for itself right before it transforms into a beautiful butterfly. It's like its own little changing room. So you might say the caterpillar snuggled into its cocoon for a long nap. Or have you ever done this? I wrapped myself in a blanket so tightly I looked like a human cocoon. It's the best. And you could also say the tiny green worm is busy spinning its cocoon on a leaf. Okay, word number 4 is confined. This just means being kept to one single area. Like you might be confined to your room, or you could be confined to a super fun bouncy castle at a party.
See, it's not always a bad thing.
Let's try it in a few sentences. Because of the rain, we were confined to the house and played board games all day. Or, my pet hamster is confined to his cage where he runs on his wheel. And you might sometimes hear this. You are confined to your room until it's clean, said Mom. All right, we are halfway through our word treasure hunt. Next up is custom. A custom is a special habit or a tradition that people in a family or a country share. You know, like how it's a custom to sing happy birthday and eat cake on your birthday. For instance, it's a family custom to watch a silly movie on Friday nights. I wonder what your family's customs are. Here's another one. Shaking hands when you meet someone is a common custom. And probably my favorite holiday custom is eating way too much candy. Get ready for a fancy one. Elaborate. When something is elaborate, it means it's super detailed and carefully made. It's the total opposite of plain and simple. An elaborate sandcastle would have towers and bridges and maybe even a moat. Let's see some elaborate examples. She wore an elaborate costume with feathers, sparkles, and flashing lights. Whoa. We built an elaborate fort out of pillows with secret tunnels and a snack room. Of course you need a snack room. And listen to this. My plan to get a cookie was very elaborate and involved a disguise. Our next word sounds very powerful. Emperor. An emperor is kind of like a super king. They're the ruler of a huge area called an empire. They are the big boss. So you might read in a story. The story was about a powerful emperor who ruled a land of dragons. Or when you're playing, you could declare, in our game, I was the emperor of the entire playground. And this is the best kind of emperor. The emperor wore a crown made of shiny chocolate coins. Okay, next word, manufactured. Now, this sounds like a really complicated word, but it's not. It's just a fancy way of saying made. That's all. We usually use it for things that are made in a factory with machines. For example, my favorite toy was manufactured in a big factory. Or this car was manufactured using robots and machines. But get this, the company manufactured a new cereal that tastes like pizza. Wait, pizza cereal?
I definitely try that.
And here we are, our final word on the treasure map. It's weaver. A weaver is a person who makes cloth by crossing threads over and under, again and again. They're like a fabric artist. And you know who the best weavers in nature are? Spiders. Let's see how it's used. The weaver created a beautiful blanket with a rainbow pattern. So pretty. And a spider is a master weaver, making a sticky web to catch flies. Or, from a fairy tale, in the old story, the weaver turned straw into gold thread. Now that's some magic. And you did it! You learned all 9 words. But wait, the adventure isn't quite over. It's time for the final word challenge. Show us what you know, Word Explorer. Okay, question 1. What's the word for the ruler of an empire? Got it. It's emperor. Yes. Next up, what's the word for kept to one area? You know this one. It's confined. Perfect. And for the last question, what's the word for a silky case spun by insects? That's right. It's cocoon. Amazing work. You have officially completed the mission. Word Explorer. You are a vocabulary master. So now there's just one last question. What new and amazing words will you discover tomorrow? Keep exploring.